Welcome to the Audio Inc. Radio podcast, featuring interviews with the biggest names in rock and metal, hosted by Anne Erickson.
Get inked. Visit Facebook.com/Audio Inc. Radio, Twitter.com/Audio Inc. Radio, and AudioIncRadio.com for more ink. Whew, that's a lot of ink. It's AudioIncRadio.com.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all of that good stuff. I love this time of year. I admit I'm kind of cheesy like that. I'm a rock chick and a metal chick, but I love the holidays and I love this time of year because, you know, let's face it, there's something just fun, festive, and jolly about the holiday season. And we need it more than ever this year because, as you know, it's been a crazy year, but I'm very glad that we've been able to rock it together right here on the show. And I'm just glad that we've been able to enjoy this amazing music together right here on Audio Inc. Radio. It's Anne Erickson and I'm feeling very festive. I've got my reindeer ears over my headphones, got my Santa knee-high socks on. I'm just going all out for the holidays. Got some candy canes here, which I do like candy canes. I'm not a huge fan like I am of candy corn or some of the other seasonal treats, but you know, I'm in that spirit. And let me tell you, the best thing in the world, hot cocoa with a candy cane in it, melting slowly. That right there is pretty much heaven on earth. And I like marshmallows too. I'm not a big whipped cream hot cocoa person, just saying. But in any case, we've got an amazing interview, and Brian Wheat of Tesla, he has a new book out just in time for the holidays, Son of a Milkman, My Crazy Life with Tesla, which he's had a very cool life, obviously just being one of the biggest rock bands in the 80s scene. And he's also dealt with a bunch of stuff that everyday people have had to deal with, even eating disorders, drug addiction, all that different stuff. And he talks about his life, just his entire life in the book. He also talks about Tesla, which of course is an awesome band. But I think that what's really kind of unique about the book is just how he delves into his personal experience, and he gets very personal in here. And I do think that this will help some people out there. It's a book that's going to help people. And I'm very happy to have Brian Wheat on the show. We have a lot to talk about with the book, which is out now just in time for the holidays. And we're going to talk about other stuff, see what the boys of Tesla have been up to during this crazy year. It's Anne Erickson, and as always, it's great to rock with you. I want to wish you and yours an amazing holiday season. Whatever you do, have fun, be safe, and all of that good stuff. I cannot wait to rock with you more next year. Don't forget to subscribe because I have some awesome stuff lined up already for next year. It's very easy, and hey, it would be a great Christmas gift for me. If you don't yet, it would definitely be a wonderful Christmas gift. Just search Anne Erickson or search Audio Inc. Radio wherever you rock out to podcast. Hit subscribe, and if you can leave a 5-star review, I definitely appreciate that great support. Also, hey, if you already are subscribed on one platform, if you subscribe on more platforms, that makes it even better. It assists us even more, and that would be great. So go ahead and do that. Don't be shy. Hit me up on social media. If you want to wish me happy holidays or Merry Christmas, I will not be mad about it. I love to get messages from you. And if you have an idea for the show or anything like that, just hit me up on email, Anne@AudioIncRadio.com, or even easier, you can link up on my personal Facebook. Just head to itsmeanne.com. That's itsmeanne.com. itsmeanne.com to link up on my personal Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat at Anne Erickson, Instagram at Erickson Anne, so you can check out what I look like and what I look like dressed as a Santa. Hey, don't judge, just kind of how I rock it. I like to dress up as Miss Santa once in a while because why not? You only live once. You might as well have fun with it. Oh, and my band, Upon Wings, we actually have not one but two holiday tracks that are out right now. Just search Upon Wings on Spotify or head to uponwings.com and you can check out our holiday stuff because 'tis the season. Add it to your playlist and all that stuff. Once again, you rock. I am very happy that I get to rock it with you right here. And next year, going to be even better because hopefully, God willing, we're going to have some live music. I really hope so. But we're still going to have the killer interviews and all of the fun stuff that you have come to expect from me and Audio Inc. Radio. Let's get into this great interview with Brian Wheat from Tesla.
Happy holidays, everyone. It's Brian Wheat from Tesla, and you're listening to Anne Erickson on Audio Inc. Radio. Hi, this is Brian.
Hey, Brian. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. It's Anne from Audio Inc. Radio.
Hi, Anne.
Cool. Well, thank you for making the time to do this.
No problem.
How have you been doing during this crazy year? Just everything has been so upside down.
Yeah, it's been kind of nuts. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Eat inside, don't eat inside. No concerts. It's been pretty crazy, to say the least, yeah.
Yeah, but you're holding up and everything?
I'm hanging in there, yeah, I'm doing okay.
Cool. Well, and then you have the new book on the way, Son of a Milkman, My Crazy Life with Tesla, which is really cool. So this is a very personal book. How did it feel to open up like this?
It was kind of liberating, I think it allowed me to let go of some of the stuff I'd kept inside for a long time. Was there one story in particular that was extra hard to share? No, not really. I think once you put it out there, you just put it all out there, and once you get purging, it just kind of goes,
Right.
I think once I made the decision to put some of it out there, letting it all go was no big deal.
What made you want to do this? What inspired you?
A couple of things. I think it was getting, I turned 58 this year, and, it's getting to the point where Tesla's been a band for over 30 years. So, I thought if I was going to do my memoir, now would probably be the right time to do it. As I'm getting in the latter part of my life. And then, the other thing was even early on when I talk about it in the book, when I was in therapy with Dr. Hirschkoff, he had said to me that, one day I should consider writing a book because it's therapeutic in terms of, being able to let things go that you internalize.
That's a good point. Do you think that the book might help some other people going through what you did as well?
Yeah, well, that was my hope. That's my hope, is that, when people take and read this book, they can go, well, look, he's just like us. He plays in Tesla, but he also, he has anxiety, or he's insecure about his weight, or he has autoimmune disease, or, he was bulimic or whatever, and he's not ashamed to talk about it. And, maybe it'll help some people. That's my ultimate goal. My goal wasn't to sit there and tell the story of Tesla. That was just part of it because it's part of my life.
It's interesting that you bring up the bulimia and everything in the book because I think a lot of people have that misconception that only women have eating disorders. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I know they think it's just, women, but no, it's true. I think it's anybody that, has to be scrutinized in public, it's lots of different, it's not just to women. I mean, for me, it was because, I was going to be judged being on stage, and, I didn't want to be fat, because, imagine back then, there wasn't social media now. I mean, people shame people so bad on social media now. They can say whatever they want. I imagine those cases are probably way worse than they were then. And I was doing it where, the only way to be shamed was in a magazine or something, but
Right.
not social media is just vicious.
I think that too, a lot of times when you think of the kind of era of music that Tesla came out of, the 80s, hard rock, you do think of women in that era having a lot of pressure to look a certain way and kind of be that, model look. But it's kind of interesting because I think a lot of the bands that had men in them as well during that era, like looks, that was a huge part of the whole band.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, especially, when we were coming up, you had this MTV thing, and, it was all about the image, and, but also going through the thing about talking how Tesla weren't really an image band, but,
Mm-hmm.
you still were. We weren't sexy guys or whatever it was, but we couldn't be fat, so that's what happened.
What do you think brought you through the dark period in your life?
My wife, Monique, I think she kind of kept me from going over the edge. I met her at a time where Tesla had just broken up, and I was doing a lot of drugs, and I could have went either way, and she kind of got me back on, a good path. So I would say it was her that kind of, got me through that period of my life.
What advice would you have for someone who's struggling with addiction or any of the stuff that you've been through?
Talk to somebody. Try to get some help. It's not normal. It's not healthy behavior. Try to share it with somebody you trust, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Are you excited for the book to finally get out there and for your story to be heard?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what are you most excited about?
That's a tough one. I mean, just in general, having a book out there is pretty exciting, saying, hey, I got a book out, my life story. And the fact that you're able to do it, and that actually someone may want to read it, it's pretty exciting in itself.
In the book, actually, Joe Elliott of Def Leppard does the foreword, which is really cool. So tell me how that came together and about your friendship.
Well, we were on tour with them in 1987 on the Hysteria tour, and one night in Glens Falls, New York, while we were doing the rehearsals, he was staying, I guess, next door to me and Frank, and he knocked on our door, and he came in, and me and him played a bunch of Paul McCartney and Wings songs, and we kind of bonded that night. We've been pals ever since.
So what did he say when you asked him to do the foreword?
He said, sure. He's like my big brother. I mean, I've known him since 1987. And, whenever I need solid advice or need someone to talk to about, being in a band and the things that you have to deal with about, being in a band and stuff, Joe's always the guy I call. So he was happy to do it. He said first he wanted to read the book, though, so he had to read the book before he'd write the foreword.
So you've had many big collaborations, and the book talks about some of your, interactions with these other, rock stars. And I'm wondering, do you have a favorite?
Well, obviously my relationship with Joe Elliott's pretty cool. He's like you said, he's like my big brother. I'm, real good friends with Jimmy Page, and that's pretty special, that friendship. The guys in Def Leppard, we're all, kind of, there's a kinship there. I think those are the real special ones, The other ones are just acquaintances. Those are pretty real.
Well, coronavirus has just obviously turned the world upside down this year. So I'm wondering, do you have any idea or prediction on when traditional concerts might be back?
If I knew that, I'd probably be a very rich man. No, I don't know. No, they haven't. I'm as in the dark as you are. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I guess that depends on, the people that are controlling us all and telling us, this, that, or the other.
Well, what are your thoughts on losing the great Eddie Van Halen this year?
I think it's a real sad thing, and losing Pete Way was a real sad thing, and losing Paul Raymond was a real sad thing. I mean, I think that any of us, we're getting older, and we're all starting to to leave, and it shows you that, you know, we're getting older in general, and it's sad when any of us die.
Pete Way had to be a big one for you because, you know, obviously he's such a great player.
Yeah, he's one of my heroes, you know, and he was a good friend of mine as well. So that was a tough one, you know. But like I said, they're all tough. You know, it's tough when you see Eddie go, and you know, I mean, Eddie Money. I mean, there's been so many. They just, you know, you just go, wow, you know, we're getting old, you know.
I know. It's like all these rock heroes are just one by one going away. It's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. It is sad. But it just shows that we're all human, and we're all born, and we live a life, and hopefully we leave a legacy, and then we go. And then, you know, who knows what happens after that. Mm-hmm. Hopefully something good.
Is there any news on new Tesla music or anything like that? You know, with the downtime this year, I'm wondering if you guys have been doing anything.
Yeah, no, we haven't really even seen each other. I mean, I see Jeff every once in a while when I come to Sacramento to do some work in my studio. But, you know, I haven't seen Frank, I haven't seen Dave, and I've seen Troy once since February of last year. So, you know, we haven't been together, you know, due to, you know, travel restrictions, and you know, we all have families and kids and elderly parents, and so everyone's kind of freaked out about COVID. So, no, there's nothing new in the works for me to talk about, you know, as we speak. You know, I think the first thing we'll do is get back together and play some concerts when we're allowed to.
That'll be cool. And I know you guys put out that live record earlier this year, I think in April.
Yeah, the 5-man London Jam thing, yeah. Yeah, that was cool. That was from last summer. We went into Abbey Road for the day and recorded a bunch of acoustic stuff to kind of celebrate the 30th anniversary of 5-man Acoustic Jam. So that's what that was kind of all about. And we did that, and that was a lot of fun. That was great, being able to go into Abbey Road where the Beatles recorded and you know, record our version, and we can work it out. It was pretty special.
Yeah, and it came out right when shows were being shut down, so it was nice to have some kind of live music come out at that time. It was very coincidental.
Yeah, it was. Didn't really think about it that way, but now that you bring it up, yeah.
What do you hope people take away from your debut book?
Well, I hope what people take away is that, you know, people who do struggle with anxiety or depression or autoimmune disorder or any of those things, that they can relate, and, you know, it'll maybe help them reach out to someone to talk to about, you know, getting some help for those things, especially depression and anxiety. And then the other thing is, I hope they laugh a little bit. I hope they got my humor in it when I was writing it. I tried to do it so people could have a laugh and kind of lighten up the world in this serious situation we're in always. And, you know, that's what I hope they take out of it. And then, you know, whatever. I mean, the Tesla story's kind of been told. You know, it's all there. I didn't really say anything that probably hasn't been put out there, you know. So I hope they get, you know, whatever. I hope it's an entertaining read for whoever reads it.
I'm sure it will be. And what's really cool is that it's out just in time for the holidays. So if there are Tesla fans out there who, you know, have everything, this is something they don't have yet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's no new record for the holidays. So there's a Brian Wheat from Tesla book that will make you laugh. Have a couple of drinks. Loosen up. It'll be okay. We'll survive. You know, we will survive. I believe that. We'll be okay. We'll come through it all. You got to believe it. So, I mean, you might as well look at it as half full instead of half empty.
Right, yeah. Well, hey, is there anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, like I said, I hope you enjoy it. You know, read it, have a laugh. Don't take the world so serious. You know, we'll get through all this, and hopefully we'll see you soon on a stage in your town soon.
I hope so, because you guys are so good live. I've seen you guys a bunch, over the years, but you guys are so good live. So I hope that you can get back out there again.
Where are you at? What city are you in?
I'm in Detroit.
Oh, yeah. No, and that's, we love playing that area. We'll get there soon. Have faith.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Have a good day and stay safe.
You take care. Nice speaking with you.
Brian Wheat from Tesla, thank you for being an awesome guest on my show. And I thought it was really cool how we talked about the fact that a lot of people think that eating disorders are just women, which I get it. I mean, I think that when it comes to eating disorders, there are more women who get it, but anyone in the spotlight will feel like all eyes are on them, and they might feel pressure to look a certain way. And that's exactly what happened with Brian Wheat. I think it's great that he really opened up in this book, and he really just told people his life story, and it's really going to help some people out there. And it's also funny, as he mentioned, he keeps it kind of light and humorous while having still those serious topics about his drug addiction and his kind of over the top rock and roll lifestyle. But I think the book will help some people, and it's out just in time for the holidays. So if you have a Tesla fan on your list who has pretty much everything from Tesla, they don't have this, is my guess. Just my educated guess. So Brian Wheat with Son of a Milkman, My Crazy Life in Tesla. Once again, thanks for being an awesome guest on my show. It's Anne Erickson, and as always, it is great to rock with you. I've still got my reindeer ears on my headphones here, and I've got my Santa knee-high stockings, and I'm going to be festive all the way through the holidays, and even, frankly, up until the new year. Up until the Epiphany is usually when I stop celebrating all things holiday. But if you want to get in touch, I would love to hear from you. Hit me up on Facebook at itsmeanne.com. That's itsmeanne.com. itsmeanne.com to link up on my personal Facebook. And also up there, I've got some recipes because I've been getting into holiday baking and stuff like that, and I've come up with some of my own recipes, so you can check that out. Link up on my personal Twitter and Snapchat at Anne Erickson, Instagram at Erickson Anne, and where else? You can support Audio Inc. Radio, the publication, at facebook.com/Audio Inc. Radio, twitter.com/Audio Inc. Radio. And hey, don't forget that if you haven't yet, for some unknown reason, I want you to subscribe to the podcast. It really helps. Just search Anne Erickson or search Audio Inc. Radio wherever you rock out to podcast. Hit subscribe. I definitely appreciate the amazing support, and also leave a 5-star review. Also, if you haven't checked out the YouTube yet, do it. I've got a brand new interview up there with Morgan Rose from Seven Dust, who is awesome. Great guy, and it was a very fun video interview to do. So check that out at youtube.com/Audio Inc. Radio. That's INK like Tattoo Inc. youtube.com/Audio Inc. Radio. I've got a bunch of different video interviews up there with a range of rockers. It's a lot of fun. And finally, check out my band Upon Wings at uponwings.com. You'll find some holiday stuff and new music out in January. That was fun and fast as always. I always have a great time with you, and we'll do it again very soon. It is a date. Until next time, be safe, God bless, and we'll rock soon.
It's Audio Inc. with Anne.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Audio Inc. Radio Podcast. Subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. Get inked online at audioinkradio.com. I'm Anne Erickson for the Audio Inc. Radio Podcast.